Today, I'm giving you 3 simple text messages that you can send to your database that will revive old conversations, revive dead leads, spark some conversations, and legitimately lead to closed deals. Let's get into it right now. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 388 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today, I'm giving you something very tactical that you can do right now, this second. At a minimum, you can get these things scheduled to send out to your database. Let's get you some business. All right. I'm going to share with you 3 simple text messages you can copy and send this week to help you spark conversations, revive some dead leads, right? Oh, the leads are dead. The leads suck. Do they really? Or do you just need to keep contacting them? Yeah. And then even get some referrals. Here's what's crazy. Most agents do not follow up nearly enough. You don't follow up nearly enough, and it's costing you way more deals than you think. There's a stat. Okay, so let me find this. There was a study done by the Brevet Group and Marketing Donut. I don't know who Marketing Donut is, but you bet your ass I'm going to be looking them up shortly. That sounds fantastic. I love marketing and I love donuts. Anyways, so this study that was done says 80% of sales require 5 or more follow-ups to close. 80% of sales require 5 or more follow-ups to close, but 44% of salespeople give up after 1 follow-up attempt. Do you see a problem there? And I bet some of you are kind of like pinching yourself. You're like, yep, no shit. Yep, that's what I do. If they don't answer right away, they're dead to me. And you may not even mean for that to happen, but if they don't follow up right away, you don't have a system in place that nurtures them, that has follow-up built in, and you're just letting deals fall through the cracks. It's terrible. Not only is it costing you business, what a horrible service or experience these people are having with you. This is not helpful. If we want people to have a positive impression of real estate agents in general, we can't be doing this shit. You call somebody once and then you never call them again. Come on. Now, let's look at this from a business standpoint. You are losing business if you don't have a long-term nurture setup. Some of you have heard this before. If you're part of my team or any of that, you've definitely heard this. One of my most proud moments as a real estate agent was when 3 years later, it was when I converted a lead that was 3 years old. These people came in as a Facebook lead 3 years prior. I put them on a drip campaign, never responded to anything. I had them on a 5-year follow-up nurture plan because, 1 year is not enough, 2 years. You need to be following up with people for like 5+ years until they die or tell you, well, where to go. Just keep following up. You don't need to be annoying. You don't have to do it daily. You don't have to do it weekly, but you just have to be consistent over time. And I converted this Facebook lead that was 3 years old. 3 years later, they finally responded to something I sent them. And it was just like some updates of homes that were on the market or something like that. They're like, oh, you know what? I think we're ready to sell. I'm paraphrasing, but it wasn't more complicated than that, actually. It was just like, hey, we're ready to meet with you. We need to sell our house quickly. What can we sell it for? And I looked at the history of the contact in my CRM and I was like, wait, these people never responded to anything ever for 3 years. One of my proudest moments. What it taught me was the importance of follow-up over the long term. And if you're giving up after the first 1 or 2 or 3 or even 10 follow-up attempts, you're losing potential business. So, not to mention, when 44% of salespeople give up after the first attempt, if you just stick with it to attempt 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, you're going to win because your competitors are just not doing that stuff. So let's share with you these 3 simple text messages that you can copy and send this week to get business. Number 1, the check-in text. Now, I call it that to be funny, to be a smartass. We're not going to just text, hey, just checking in. That is total bullshit. But you are going to check in, okay? So you're going to ask a very simple question. So in your database, you're going to go, hopefully you already have people separated by potential buyers, potential sellers, okay? So you're going to go to the buyers and you're going to text, hey, did you ever end up buying a house in whatever neighborhood? And if you don't even know that, if it's just like a general list, hey, did you ever end up buying that house you were looking for? Simple as that. Hey, did you ever end up buying that house that you were looking for? If you can be more specific about where or what neighborhood or what type of home, great. But if you just want to go in there and highlight all the buyers and send that one freaking text, do that. Hey, did you ever end up buying that house that you were looking for? And with the sellers, hey, did you ever end up selling your house? Simple as that. Some people will unsubscribe. Some people will respond, yep, we did, we're good. Others will respond, nope, not yet. But it gets conversations going. It lets you know where these people are, especially those that have fallen off of drip campaigns or whatever. So at a minimum, send your buyers one that says, hey, did you ever buy that house you were looking for? Sellers, hey, did you ever sell your house? That's it. Don't add a bunch of extra stuff. Just ask that simple question. Here's the thing about follow-up attempts. When you make it easy for someone to respond, when they don't have to think too much about it, when it's like a yes or a no thing, when it's easy for them to do, more will do it. So don't mess it up by adding a bunch of extra stuff and asking multiple questions. Just ask the one question. That's it. Hit send, bam, and watch 40, 50 replies come in if you have hundreds of people. Like it gets crazy. Every time I've helped agents do this, I've had people like, hey, I have 12 appointments now from these 250 contacts. Like it can just be crazy if you just send those texts. It's casual, it's non-pushy, it's straight to the point. It's not bothering people. It opens the door again, and it lets you check in with them and update your records without pressuring them at all. So, text number 2. Okay, this is the I need your help text. I need your help text. Hey, so this is like what door knockers do all the time. Hey, I have a buyer who's looking in your neighborhood. We can't really find anything that we're looking for. Do you know, have any of your neighbors been talking about selling their house? I used to use this script all the time when I was door knocking. I had a buyer, right? The I have a buyer thing. I have a buyer letter. This is the text version. Hey, I need your help. There's a house coming up on the market, and we need to find. You can do this 2 different ways. We have a house coming on the market in your neighborhood, and I need your help to find a neighbor. To find your neighbor, like it's one of the pick your neighbor type things. I need your help to pick your new neighbor. Do you know anyone who's looking to live in this neighborhood? Simple as that. Okay, so you could use that if there's a new listing coming up that you know about. If somebody's looking to buy, if you do have someone who wants to live in that area, just say, hey, I'm actually working with somebody who wants to live on your street, in your neighborhood. We can't find anything. Have you heard of any of your neighbors talk about moving? If you ask about other people rather than them, people will start to think, well, okay, maybe the Joneses or the Smiths or maybe they were. But if you just go right at them, hey, have you ever thought about selling? Most people are like, nope. Even if they have been, they just don't want to get into it with you. So don't ask if they have been planning on moving. Ask if they know anyone. So, hey, I'm working with these people, and you can be specific, the Smiths or this young couple or this family or whatever. They're moving to the area. They want to live in this neighborhood. We can't find anything. Have you heard about any of your neighbors talk about moving in the near future? That's it. So you're getting their help to say, hey, this home's coming on the market, or hey, you're telling them, hey, this home's coming on the market. I need your help to find a neighbor so that you can pick your new neighbor who's going to move into the area. Do you know anyone? Do you have any friends that want to live in your neighborhood? That's the I need your help text. Here's the thing. People love help. People love helping. When you ask clearly, and it's not too much of an ask, people want to help. Like you're giving people the ability to help you without it being too much of an ask, without it being too overbearing, and without them having, without red flags going up for them and them feeling like it's just some sales tactic. If you make it salesy and add a bunch of extra shit to it, they're going to feel like it's not a real genuine ask. If it's just short and to the point, like, hey, I need your help. Do you know anyone? Like people are like, oh, maybe let me think about it. And maybe they say no. And then 2 hours later, they text back. Actually, my coworker's been talking about selling, whatever. There's something else about it too. When you get used to just short, quick, to the point messages, it gives the impression that you're busy. It gives the impression that you have some shit going on, that you're not just sitting there with all the time in the world to write a paragraph long text or a 2-paragraph long text, for hell's sake. So if it feels like you're busy, it's like you're subconsciously teaching them that you are successful. You know what you're doing. You're giving them social proof in a way that you're the shit and that they should work with you and that you're credible and that you're a big deal and that you are one of the good ones. All because you're just short and to the point and not too needy in making it a big, long message. What's cool about this too is even if they say no, it still reminds them that you're active. It still reminds them that you exist. Every single one of these people in your database, it's another impression. It's another chance to remind them what you do for a living, that you exist. And even that right there, like they may not be able to help you at all with your ask. They may not be able to, they may not even respond to your first text where you're like, hey, do you ever buy that house you were looking for? They could just completely ignore you, but they remember you right then. And then maybe the next morning, one of their coworkers asks them, hey, do you know any good agents? And boom, who's top of mind? This shit works. It's not rocket science. It's not super complicated. It just takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of thought. And I'm doing my job today to take all the thought out of it. I'm doing the thinking. You just have to do the doing. All right? Deal? Like, let's just make that deal for today. I will do the thinking. I will do the preparation. You just do the thing. You just do the shit that I tell you to do. Simple as that. And then service the people that come your way as a result. And you got to message me and let me know when you get clients from it, because it will happen. Number 3. All right. The update text. I think this is a stupid name. I don't know why I picked that. Can't think of a better name off the top of my head, but we'll just call it text number 3. Okay. This is, you're going to use this with cold leads, open house visitors, your newsletter list, just like your general database. You can use it with all your contacts that are tagged buyers for sure. This is where you're letting them know that they're getting in on something, that you're giving them inside information. You're giving them heads up information that something's coming and the rest of the market doesn't know about it yet. So they feel like they're getting in on an advantage, a deal, potentially. So the advantage text, that's what it is. The unfair advantage text. That's what this is. Let's rewind. Text number 3 is called the unfair advantage text. Had I planned this a little bit better, I would have just named it that from the start. But there we go. The unfair advantage text. This is where you say, hey, heads up, there's actually a new home or 2 new homes or 3 new homes, whatever, that are hitting the market this week in this particular neighborhood. Do you want me to send them to you? So buyers who are looking for homes, they're like, wait a minute, these aren't available to everybody yet. They're coming to the market soon. They're just about to hit the market. And now I have the ability to see them before other buyers. Yes, please, would you send them to me? That is a great way to provide massive value to a buyer. Exclusivity or inside information, if you will. And how simple is that? If you know that your listing is coming up on Friday and you start texting people on Wednesday or whatever, follow all the rules with a clear cooperation, all that bullshit, right? You know the thing. I'm a marketer. I'm not a real estate rules person. So whatever. Make sure you follow the rules and just let people know on Wednesday, if you have a property coming up on Friday, hey, there's a home in this neighborhood. It's under 600K and it's coming on the market soon. Do you want me to send it to you? Well, send it to all your buyers. If they're not interested, they will say no, or they just won't respond. If you have 2 homes coming up, 3 homes, and by the way, if they're not your listings, cool. If you just know that there's a listing coming up because someone in your office is listing it, then reach out and use that to market to your buyers, to be a service to your database, because it's competitive out there. Finding a home is competitive. I don't care what market you're in. You can never have too many options as a buyer. So if you're bringing more options, especially ones that most people don't know about yet, and it gives somebody a day or 2 or 3 in advance to see it and think about it and research it, yeah, you better believe buyers want more of that from you. So number 3 is the unfair advantage text. Hey, quick heads up, 3 great new homes are hitting the market this weekend in this particular neighborhood or town. Do you want me to send them to you? Simple as that. Yes or no question. Do you want me to send them to you? It offers value with no ask whatsoever. You're not really asking them to do anything. You're offering to provide them something. You're also leveraging their curiosity. So people are like, wait, I wonder which homes are coming. If you know that a listing's coming up and you have an email list of everyone in that neighborhood and you send the list to them, hey, there's a home coming up down the street from you on Friday. There's a home hitting the market down the street from you in a few days. Do you want me to send it to you? People are going to be like, oh, I wonder who that is. Yeah, send it to me for sure. It opens a conversation without being salesy at all, because you're not being salesy. You're offering incredible value. So send at least one of those three today. I challenge you to send one of those three texts today. Send them all, send one, and then a few days later do another, schedule them out, do whatever you need to do, but send all three of those. I just want to remind you, you do not need new leads. You want new leads because you think new leads are what you need. New leads are a good thing, but there's so much gold. There's so many deals in your database. You just have not been able to figure out how to get them out. And as long as you're willing to do the work, I do the thinking, you do the action, send those freaking texts, you're going to get some business. Okay? You don't need new leads. You just need to re-engage the ones that you already have in your freaking database. So do those, send those texts, and then let me know what kind of response you get. Send me a message on Instagram, DM me on Instagram at Massive Agent, and let me know what kind of response you get. Some people get incredible responses. Some people just get a few, totally fine. But wouldn't you rather have a few responses versus absolutely nothing, versus crickets happening in your business right now? Of course. So enjoy those, do those, and make sure you check out Keeping Current Matters, by the way, one of the best tools available to agents. Keeping Current Matters helps you become and be and establish yourself as an advisor, not a salesperson, but an advisor that your buyers and sellers trust. KCM gives you easy to understand market insights, ready to share graphics and scripts to keep you looking like an absolute pro. Try KCM for free right now over at trykcm.com/BAM, and then level up your business in 2025 with BAMX. They just moved to the school platform. Their courses, mastermind, their network of ambitious agents, the referral network. Join today over at nowbam.com, or even simpler, massiveagentsociety.com/BAMX, and tell them I sent you. Thank you for listening. Send those frickin' texts from your database. Hopefully you have a CRM that sends texts. If not, you're going to be doing a lot of stuff on your iPhone. Totally fine. Just get it done. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be fancy. And then report back. Message me on Instagram at Massive Agent. Let me know how that worked for you. Enjoy. Have a great rest of your weekend. We're creeping up on episode 400. I got to plan some cool shit for episode 400. I'll work on that while you guys send some texts. Thanks, guys. See you next time.